My best projects start right here at the gutter grinder. So this is a boring head and fly cutter. And there's some parts missing to this. That's a Moore shank, but this is an Atlantic jig bore tool here. And Moore made similar things. And originally it had an adjuster here, micrometer adjuster, came out the square and out the front. And you could use it for boring and as well as fly cutting. And since those parts are missing, we just stick a 3/8 bit in the square hole there. And, excuse me, and it works pretty darn good. So the first thing I got to do is cut this is an old tool I dug out of the scrap carbide, brazed carbide box. So we'll put fresh edge on it. I already polished the top with Easy Lap. So here we go. I got good ventilation right here, and this isn't going to make a lot of dust. Okay. I think I got the microphone plugged in. I'm using the OEM microphone cable too. And hopefully it's going to work okay. Looks like my stops are set good. I oiled the ways on this machine. And this machine does not have the front control dials. They did that a few years later, so sometimes have to get innovative. Let's get that. I don't want to take too much of a bite. Make sure there's some good light on it. We're all tight on the clamps. And here it goes. Yeah, I don't think I need the vacuum. Getting pretty close, I'm just easing it up. You get kind of a parallax effect here, and you can be a little further from the wheel than you realize. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to touch there. It'll reduce that angle a little bit, and that's fine with me. Right to there. Well, they must have had this in a lathe boring bar or something. I got a good breeze going through here, and I'm not smelling the carbide, otherwise I'd get that vacuum cleaner going. Almost. Maybe a little ways though. This wheel happens to be a economy wheel from MSC. I think it's about 60 grit. And I've had this for quite some time. I think this is the second one of these I've been through. And they're not full concentration. A lot of people say that full concentration wheels grind a little hotter. Okay, is that moving or is it staying like it should? Hard to say. You know, I don't like the way that's looking. I think I'm going to reposition that, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm going to try this angle at it. It was moving a little bit on me. I just want to get that tip get the bad part ground off here. A little bit more. A little bit of a polish there. Okay. Kind of doing things on the fly here. Like I normally do things. Let's see. See how that looks. Gotta loosen a stop here. There it is. I think that should be good. Go up a little bit with the head. Yeah, that's center. Okay. Whoa. I'm going to back that off a little bit. Okay. And I'm catching at that back side a little more than I want, but I think I'll be okay. Just knock it back. I don't know if you notice, but hitting a little bit of steel under that carbide cleans the wheel. Now that point's looking very sharp. Let's go around and look at it. Now I leave the cutter grinder going because if you shut it off and turn it back on, it'll jump forward from that stick slip. And it is sticking and slipping a little bit there. I go and move the table. Here we are. Get it back. It looks perfect to me. So now I'll put a radius on that. Get back here. Trying to video this does slow me down quite a bit, but it's interesting. Interesting to me too. Yeah. See, that comes right to a point. There's a little bit of grind just under, that's fine. Now I gotta put a radius on this or it'll leave grooves like a phonograph record. So we do that on the other side. Now I don't know if I can get you over there very easily. Sure try. We'll come on around this way. Here, get this, gotta get these little balls to move. This that, Noga Big Boy indicator holder. Okay, I'm just going to put a radius on this. Okay, that's it. I'll just run across that easy lap and we'll get that into the jigboring machine and start testing it out, see if it's working. Yeah, over here on the left side of the jig bore, you can see this snail cage affair where it's got this groove that goes in and this pin that follows. Now this is what you have to use for a spindle lock. You lock up the spindle and then use the feed hand wheel here and feed that down in. And I can look at, I set the tool tip here right at the work, so I'm going to feed it in just 5 thousandths. Do a 5 thousandths fly cut. Okay. Okay. That looks good. Make sure this is locked up good. All looks good. Put it in gear. Yeah. Okay, where is that? Right here. Now this aluminum here, and it's not going to go clear across it. But we'll see if we can get a pretty good finish. And I'm starting back here so it doesn't throw the chips in my face. Okay, so a lot like that. Okay, here it goes. I think probably running, maybe 1,500. That's sweeping a pretty good circle too. Let's see what happens here. Sure, clear. It is. That's 16. Almost 17. Let's see what it does. We'll get you down here where we can see it better. Not sure if no, it's cutting now. Oh, it's not very flat. You take very, very light cuts. Okay, it looks really nice. Let's shoot it down another, 6 thousandths or so. I'm going to keep it under 10. Okay, I'm feeding it out with that screw. Alrighty. Yeah, that's looking okay. This machine's not real loud, but it's pretty loud for an old jig borer. Unfortunately, this one has the older style drive that was made by the same company that made the variable speed drive for the Rivet 1020 series. You know, it actually cleaned that up pretty good. The machine might be slightly out of trim. Now go down about 3,500. Yeah, that's all right. I don't know if I can move that any. Oh, I'm kind of jiggling. I was trying to move the camera a little closer, so I got a little bit of a flaw in the finish. But I think you can see how smooth that is. Now it's moving on its own. Okay, I'll tighten that knob. Every time I knock this Noga big boy on the floor, it seems to work better. The thing is really stiff. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it one more time through here and get the best finish I get. A little close. I better go back a little further. Okay, I'm going to drop it down 2.5 thou. Right there. Let's see if I can get you very close. All right. There might be a good angle there. Here we go. That's looking pretty nice. This rolled aluminum's a little bit hard on the outside from forming it, work hardened. So it's kind of getting into the softer core of it. Going in, I don't know, 15, 20 thousandths or so here. Machine's running at 1,682 RPM. I could run it a bit faster, I'm sure, but it seems to be pretty happy. I haven't run the machine very much, and the longer it runs, the better it sounds. And that's just the way it is with these old machines. When I talk, I leave lines in the work. I'm hand feeding this. There's no power feed on the jig borer. Or this jig borer anyway. This does a lot better finish fly cutting than the old Brown and Sharp mill does. This is a ball bearing spindle. That aluminum's coming off like little feathers, almost floating in the air. About a 2,500 depth to cut, 1,682 RPMs on a Moore number 2 jig borer, 1952 vintage. Like the drive in an old rivet lathe. Sounds like a box of rocks, huh? Now the belts on this Moore, I can't remember the name of the company that makes the drive. They made the drive for both Moore and rivet. And I don't know about rivet, but this the two variable speed belts have special angles, and I heard they're not replacing them. Now, I replaced all the belts in this machine on a couple of things, and I think the belts, the two V belts and the two variable speed belts was over $600. More than 30 years ago. Yeah, that's leaving a reasonable finish. And I got more to do with this piece of metal here. This is just a test piece of metal. Yeah, almost done here. I'm getting a little impatient, feeding it a little too fast. So you can slow down using this machine and you make more money. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Now what I should do, after I broke through that outer part and the aluminum oxide, is sharpen the tool, at least take it out and sharpen the radius and go over it one time with a fresh tool. But this is just a test piece here. And I don't need to do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's hit the button. Okay, normally, anyway, when I make parts on a machine, and I'm going to drill some holes, well, they're definitely got to be square with something. So I usually run the fly cutter across the top, even if I'm going to surface grind it later or something. Get that reference. Then the holes that I punch are square with the surface right off. So I find that kind of important to square up the work. And I just slapped this vise on here, and that's a handy thing with a little vise like that. Now this is the actual work here, and look how I'm holding it. It's clamped, not squished in a vise. And this is a good jig bore practice. This is okay for doing a test piece. Now I'm going to punch some holes in here to set up the tools to punch the holes in here. And 8 of them, I want to hold them plus or minus 1/10,000th of an inch. And the other ones, 4 of them can be a couple of tenths on the positive side. Okay, so I'll get that tooling lined up and see what I need to sharpen. Back in a while.